Okay, so the next property is text transform. Now, text transform takes the text and does something to it. So we have a couple options here. So we have capitalize, which will capitalize the first letter of each of them. There you go. Style, S, M, and M are all capitalized. We have uppercase, which will make everything uppercase. We have lowercase, which will make everything lowercase. All right, the next property we're going to look at is line height. Now, line height will put essentially padding above and below the text. So if we write 20 pixels, you'll see give this a little padding, and we can make it more exaggerated, maybe 40. And you see this is when we're styling, and there's a little more. What about 70? Boom, there you go. And you'll notice if we highlight it, see how big that highlight is now? We have a lot of space up here and down here, as opposed to this one, which has no line height. Next, we have letter spacing. This is, as it sounds like, it will style how spaced the letters are. So if we do 10 pixels, the letters will get pretty spread. And the more you go, the more spread they get. I believe the default is 0. Yep, we'll leave that 20. The next property is font family. So this will change the font of your text. So we have a lot of different options that we can choose from here, but you can also import fonts from Google Fonts. We'll cover how to do that in a later tutorial. But for now, let's grab this one here, and you'll see it changes the font. This is now different than the rest of them. So this font right here is Georgia, and the reason that there are so many is when this is running on a server and you load it onto your machine, say for any reason that this font can't be loaded, this will be the next one it tries. And then I'll try this one if that can't be loaded, and so on. Next, we have font weight. So here we can make text bold in the CSS. There we go. That's now bold. We can also make it lighter. It's a little lighter than the rest. Or bolder, which make it really bold. Next up is font style. So we talked about how you can do this with HTML tags, but you can also style it in CSS. So you can make italic, normal, any of that kind of stuff. So let's make italic. You can see it change here. So that concludes some of the basic text styling that we'll go over today. Here's our finished style text. Next, we're going to move on to some non-text styling. So before we do that, let's introduce a new tag called the Div Tag. Now, the Div Tag doesn't do anything by itself, but it can be used to wrap other tags. So as you can see, we declared this tag, but you can't see anything here. But if we want to wrap tags inside it, we can. So this is now inside the div tag, and we can use the div tag for additional styling. So for example, let's give this a class. We'll just name it my div. Now back in our CSS file, let's grab that class. And let's give it a background color. Let's use our new hex values. Let's go get one actually. Let's get a nice blue. Yeah, this is nice. Paste that in there. So here you can see a few different things. One, we know that the div stretches all the way across, so it has no set width at first. The height is the height of whatever's inside of it, so in this case the p tag. Now if we were to say if we were to give background color to this p tag, it would stop here. But since we gave it to the div tag, it goes all the way across. Now let's further style this a little bit. Let's give this div tag a height of 100 pixels. There you go. It makes it taller. And let's give it a width of also 100. So we'll make it a square. Nice, look at that. The text just fits. Perfect. So we're going to get rid of this to show that you don't actually need anything in it. Now that was a good way to make a square. Now say we want to make a circle. Well, we can do that pretty easily. We can use the border radius. And border radius can take in pixels or a percent. So there are no edges on the circle, so we can give it 50%. That'll make it into a circle. Now if we were to give it 10 pixels, that will curve the edges just a little bit. So using border radius with a small pixel number is a good way to kind of make some of your elements look a little nicer or a little neater. Okay, keep that a circle. Next, we're going to look at some lists. So let's declare an unordered list. All right, we have our list here. Now you'll notice by default, the bullet points are circle, but let's use CSS to change that. Instead of giving it a class, let's just call it directly with UL. And to change the bullet points, we can use list style type. And there's a bunch of different things we can change it to. Let's change it to square. There you go. Now it is a square. Alright, so that's all for the video today. I hope you enjoyed this basic introduction to CSS. And in the next video, we will combine HTML and CSS to start making a website. Thanks for watching.